the world that the liberals want. They want HR authoritarianism. They want us to live in like a technocratic police state where where we become the police. They want to abolish the police so that we can become the police, and that we're constantly recording and surveilling each other and policing each other and using these punitive measures to ruin each other's lives.
The prison app.
Not even that. Elon Musk seems like a nice guy. He seems like a good liberal. Seems like he's got good values. As long as he's the one deciding that what everyone's saying is good and correct, then I'm sure that we'll be just fine. Like, you know, we just need these powerful, rich, capitalist liberals to make sure that everything we're saying is correct. Because if we're not, we're in danger of fascism overtaking the society.
Exactly. We want them to be our managers. We want them to be our managers so that we can call them whenever the bad people say naughty things, and we can have them.
There'll be no more bad people. There'll be no more naughty things. This is the beauty of this future. There will be none of that. It will automatically be banished.
And it will also be branded Amazon.
Yeah.
Yes,
Amazon.
exactly.
When you want to turn somebody in, you say, "Hey, Alexa."
You know what? Fuck Margaret Atwood. I'm going to write this dystopian fiction, and it will come to a shelf near you, Barnes & Noble near you, very soon.
And it will be totally ignored everywhere. A black author writing about something that's not black politics.
So true, so true. It will just end up in like the weird, like someone will like put it in the like weird, like mommy, like romance section, and
yeah, it'll be in the same section as like My Husband the Farmer or something.
Yeah, literally, literally.
Well, I think I want to say about the Noam Chomsky thing, I think it's ridiculous that just by co-signing something with someone who is saying transphobic things is meant to give you like transphobia cookies or something.
You caught the transphobia.
I don't like that. I think I think it really links back to the whole Milo platforming thing.
No, I totally agree with you. It's the guilt by association.
Yeah, the guilt by association.
And here's the thing, like, I promise you, whoever made this letter included, like, they prompted J.K. Rowling. They approached her because they knew it would create a controversy and get a bunch of attention for this letter. Because let's just be completely honest. Make the assumption that J.K. Rowling's name is not on this letter. Every other name is on there, including Noam Chomsky's. Who the fuck gives a shit about this letter?
Yeah.
Let's be serious. Like, they knew that it would create a controversy where trans people got angry because J.K. Rowling was on it. Because, like, let's be serious. Like, J.K. Rowling has said some shitty things and blocked people for saying trans women are women. Like, I get it. I get why it would make people angry. But at the same time, like, it almost seems like that was the bait. Like, they're like, if we can get J.K. Rowling's name on here, then our letter will definitely get a bunch of attention.
I think it's interesting that Margaret Atwood didn't get any heat at all, considering she
did. They immediately prompted her to find out if trans women were women, and she responded that trans women were indeed women.
Wow.
They woke checked her. She checked out. So
yeah,
the whole point of the Handmaid's Tale subtext is about reducing women to their biological functions.
Yeah, exactly. It's literally about reducing them.
It's a reactionary government. It's literally a government that is based entirely around the words of the Bible.
Yeah, basically. It's like, I mean, Atwood's work was more relevant in the 1980s when you saw more of that kind of Christo-fascism, evangelical Christianity had more of a foothold.
But yeah, think about the Vatican, going back to the Ghislaine thing, where like there's so much scandal over these like priests molesting children. You have to wonder if the Vatican and the powers there are involved in this whole Epstein thing.
Yeah, it's interesting. That it's true, because that there's also been scandals for decades, and not even decades, like centuries even. It reaches way back, of the church, using its power and influence to abuse kids. But yeah, the Atwood thing I think is tragic, because the fact that they purity tested her, is also part of why this mode is so pernicious, because you need to perform and make the nod, or otherwise we're going to destroy your entire like legacy and career in that regard. I remember I saw a tweet a few weeks ago that someone made that got like 10 million likes or something, where they were like, if Angela Davis can figure out that trans women are women, then why can't your grandma? And I'm like, because Angela Davis is an academic, a left academic that's been
exactly.
like,
Angela
entrenched
Davis is like life.
That's insulting towards Angela Davis to basically be like, your grandma's the same as Angela Davis.
Well, also,
Yeah, exactly.
she's also been entrenched in academia and activism for basically her entire life. So she's more privy to the information than the average person is. But then again, Margaret Atwood has also, she's been a sort of feminist author for generations. So I can understand why people would be curious about what her position is on those things. But I do also feel
I
feel
sure that she's also made it apparent elsewhere too.
Maybe she hasn't, but even then, I don't know how I feel about people sort of trying to coerce positions out of other people. Because really and truly, how do you know that they're not just making a nod to be left alone? Like
exactly.
Yeah.
That's why you remember the whole thing after the H-bomb stream where every single left thing that happened publicly, a bunch of people would get into the chat rooms and be like, say trans rights, say trans rights, say trans rights, say trans rights. It's like, that's not helpful for advancing the case, because trans rights then become sloganized. It's reduced to nothing. It means nothing. And it's also a plausible deniability for people who have done no looking into the issue, who have done no work or any kind of and a lot of people, do they even believe anything regarding the issue at all? Or maybe they have harmful views. I don't fucking know. If they say trans rights, though, it's okay. They bypass every single possible.
It's a password. It's shibboleth.
Exactly. It's a shibboleth. It's so obviously a shibboleth. It's literally made into one intentionally that they prompt people to say. It's not even like, oh, hey, he said the right thing there, so we follow that person. They're literally like, say trans rights, say trans rights, say trans rights. And it's like, I think sloganizing of any and here you see it again here with Joe Biden now is saying healthcare is a right. And it's the same fucking thing. If you just stick on healthcare as a right now, we're not advocating for single payer healthcare anymore because the liberals have fucking co-opted the slogan. They've sloganized it.
So wait, because he didn't used to say that when he was debating with Bernie.
No, he actively resisted it. Until now, both he and Hillary Clinton have tweeted healthcare is a right.
Right,
which is the sloganization of it. So all they had to do was say healthcare is a right, and a certain contingent of people just exits the argument. They're like, all right, well, they said it. I'm done. They're the cool ones.
And his policy has changed in absolutely no way.
In no way. It's the same policy. He's not advocating for a single payer system. In fact, he still maintains the position that he will veto a single payer system.
So this is neoliberalism. This is not even that. This is just this is the cognitive fucking dissonance that liberals want to fucking or the Democratic Party, Democratic establishment, however you want to fucking phrase it, want you to go along with. Is that I say healthcare is a right, whilst at the same time not giving you that right.
Literally fucking denying you healthcare.
Against that thing.
Yeah, it's newspeak. It's fucking Orwellian newspeak, basically.
I literally think it is a one-to-one perfect comparison. I think it's a one-to-one issue. It's the sloganization of a serious issue where everything that actually matters from it has been removed. And you just have this empty slogan. Healthcare is a right was not an empty slogan 2 years ago, obviously, but now it is. And, saying trans rights before that segment of, say trans rights, it did mean something. But at this point, what does it mean? It just means that they said the words that make them okay with the demographic of people that they want the support of. That's it.